Humble greetings to you fellows out there again. We are still unveiling as I said, the trap, that very friendly trap that we're bound to sort of come across day in, day out in our everyday lives. These are some of the moments I'll consider as an opportunity that I seem to want to use to reach out to a few or maybe more of the good fellows out there. So I first extend my humble greetings to everyone in that regard, and with every aspiration or inspiration, backing my entire video to sort of in detailed what really I think, or to my view, is the right way to move forward. Is the right way to sort of give us that insight that we need to be very good and very instinctive. I can also say that we must be very intuitional in every way of our lives, but in a positive way. And if I mean positive way and all that, I still hold on to the idea that religion, culture, these are the basics of our lives. These are things that really are the core of our lives. This is what sustains us. This is what we believe sustains us. This is what we believe guides our life. This is what we believe make our lives better. These are the things we have positive mindset about. And I'm trying to suggest over the years, in my part, conclusion, I'll say, or in this moment of my life, the discovery to my side, my own personal observation, and something that is, I think I'm accountable for it anyway, but it is verifiable, and I do my best to make it, back it with the very source of which we put our trust, to let you see that our explanation and our detailed, revealing of what we claim to see as the positive drive to our positive life, or the good life that we may have, isn't necessarily what we think it is. We make it like that, but it is not actually in real sense, in logical approach. It is not as it is. If I keep on presenting and you have the time to sort of listen through to all the tapes, you will get a clue of what I'm saying, and then make your own observations and your own assumptions of what you think, what my views are. These are just books I see, so I normally will look at it from the Quran, which is also a very positive drive for some people, some ethnic groups, that today is extended worldwide and seen as a book. In this book, it is also suggested in so many ways that I'll also point it out to you, that is not something that maybe somebody like me or many others, or even those, some of them in the same group, claiming the group as being Muslims, cannot even touch nor use in any way, are not allowed to touch their untouchable book. There is some suggestions that gives you that sort of mindset towards it. I also have what you call this, the Bible. The Bible is normally used by the group, the Christendom group, or the Christian groups. It's a book that what I use, the Possibility Thinkers. It's a new revised version, new revised version, the Nelson Publishers, Thomas Nelson Publishers. It's quite a very good, advanced, or what would I say, more refined English. So when you read it, it's sort of more current in its translation, more than the Quran. In this Quran is actually probably, as we go on, it will also revise itself, and most of the English will be revised. But if you read the Quran, the translation is more some like it sounds just like some time ago. Let's say some of the old translations that were done, especially in relation to the Bible. The Bible have got some translations that I do have some books, some of the Bible translations even here with other versions or other revisions, which was lit back more than the one way back more than this one that I just showed you, the Possibility Thinkers Bible. And that book, when you read it, the English word is quite still not improved to the standard, so it's really hard to get a grip of what the writing really is about. So in this sense, when I read the Quran, you will have to bear with me, and you'll have to I'll try to explain as I can to my understanding of what it is in there. The English word has been translated there. I'm not an Arabic student, nor do I speak Arabic, nor Jew or anything of that sort. I'm basing it on English, trusting the fact that English, or the Europeans, or let's say English, has also have the academics who have studied these things, and the translations has been done based on that. And with all the confidence they have, I set it out there for people like me and others to read in the sense of spreading the gospel or putting the message out there. In the same procedure with the Quran, also trying to reach out to people, send the message out there, because what God has sent us. So the idea that has been put out there for me or any other person concerning these books is to know that God's message is coming to you. So in everywhere you go where these things are presented, the word tells you that God is sending a message to you. And I'm not really suggesting, proving within the book, because I also was very thirsty and aggressively desiring for God in the same manner. Took in these words, took in this faith, took in especially the Christian faith, took it up. And that is also drove me to read the Quran and make the comparison to see where the faults are, why most people make the decision, come up with the faith that they have, or that they're sort of, if it's in a state of where they are blending the faith, whichever way it is, why people stand on those viewpoints that they have, that it is God's word, it has come from God, it is sent by God, messengers from God spoke. What evidence, what made them say so? What have they seen that I haven't seen? What is it so much in there? And that's my related to the spiritual side instead of the test, to sort of suggest their views to be in a very honest way. In that assurance, they have the confidence to say so. And I think that they haven't got any evidence nor any proof to prove these things. So one has to be careful. But all that said and done, I'm not suggesting that there isn't a God. So in the videos, you will clearly see where I make that point also, that it isn't that isn't the case. It's just that the misconstruction or the misunderstanding that is there in this book is what needs to be looked into, needs to be well reviewed in certain ways, that we really do not. We've already mixed it up, mixed the whole thing up. We've already mixed the whole thing up in too much of a period of a time. But still, it can be resolved. We have one life to live, and we in this generation, if we can, or as a person or individual, if you can really look at it and correct or get yourself straightened up. If you are too much into it, enlighten yourself into it. If you happen to come by this video, I'm sure that will also bring you awareness to it, and then make the right decisions. It doesn't draw you away from believing in God, or having a source by which you came. That is not the point at all, and that is nothing to do with these videos. but it's for the human race to